Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Financial Fox. First of all, I hope you are keeping well, you are safe, because this is the main things. And without health, we can't do anything and we can't go anywhere. So this is the first thing. Second things, thank you so much for all your support for our channel. It's so much appreciated. Thank you so much to all our subscribers for watching our episode, for sharing the content so we can keep bringing you amazing interviewee. We can keep showing you new projects and, see how this crypto world is evolving. So today we are going obviously carry on talking and discussing the world of DeFi, decentralized finance, and how the crypto industry is expanding. And my special guest today is Harumi Urata-Thompson. She is the Chief Financial Officer at Celsius Network, an industry-leading cryptocurrency reward earning platform. So I so much look forward to speaking to Harumi. So let me introduce you to her as well. Hi, Harumi. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Stefania. How are you? And how are you finding Friday?
Well, Friday is always a good day, let's say, looking forward for the weekend and, but
Yeah.
where are you based?
I'm based in New York, and I'm very much in the midtown part of Manhattan. So I am enjoying a probably which will never be like this again, less populated Manhattan, so to speak,
Exactly.
right now. Yes.
An interesting place to be in
Oh,
America.
absolutely.
Okay, so I would like to start this interview asking you a question that I think is very important to ask anyway over and over, because I think that not many people are actually familiar with the concept of DeFi. So this is actually a buzzword in the crypto sphere at the moment. Do you maybe want to comment on the potential of decentralized finance, what actually is, what is the current status of the market, and why is such a big deal?
Okay, so when we talk about DeFi, it gets used in a couple different ways nowadays. So I'm just going to stick with the sort of basic concept of what DeFi really means. So DeFi stands for the decentralized finance. And basically, this is what the whole blockchain really stands on, that everything is decentralized. So in the past, the business, technologies, whatever it is, there was a central authority, so to speak, whether you're talking about the bank or a regular company or any other companies, whatever it is. I mean, it's always centrally started using the centrally sort of focused technologies, the infrastructure, and the company runs on that. What makes blockchain-based fintech or anything else for that matter very different from that traditional centralized business is that indeed using this distributed ledger technology allows the businesses to be truly distributed. So I mean, we were already, I think, for the last for the last 20 years or so, I think the staff of the company, even the centralized company, have begun to distribute. We have been outsourcing, we have been right sourcing. So people-wise, I do believe that many businesses are already beginning to get distributed. But distributed ledger technology actually allows everything to be very much decentralized, so to speak. And there's no true sort of central authority that starts the specific money or business or something like that. And it allows the people on the user end to gain back the kind of power that they should always have had in the business, that which was taken away from. So the business always were in a short, for lack of better words, the business was able to take advantage of the consumers, the retail people, in a way. And the distributed technology actually puts that kind of power back into the people. So decentralized finance very much fully leverage that kind of power. that people have, and that's what makes DeFi, the decentralized finance, very different. Nowadays, when we talk about DeFi in this in a different context, it's actually talking about different types of smart contracts where there's no central authority, so to speak, and people come and deploy coins. But that's not the kind of DeFi that we're talking about today. So I'm just going to stop the DeFi definition here and what it does for the people and what it means to the financial services. So we are really the use of this distributed technology, the distributed ledger technology, otherwise known as blockchain, has fundamentally revolutionized the way financial services conduct is done today with the people, by the people, for the people.
Yeah, and I think this is where, if we take a step forward, we can introduce Celsius Network and what the company that you represent is actually doing in the world of decentralized finance, and how is empowering people as well.
Absolutely. So this is really putting the power back into the people, and that's a great point that you're bringing up, Stefania. That what makes this blockchain-based company such as Celsius, does it very different. Now we're not going to go into the technicality side of why we can make such a difference, but we are trying to put as I was saying in the previous segment, we are putting the power into the hands of people. Right. So, for example, one of the noticeable things that you would notice when you provide coins to our wallet is that the returns that you get on your hard-earned money, whether we are talking about Bitcoin or Ether or stable coins or any other one of the 45 or so coins that we support today, the return that you get is not even comparable to how much you can get back on your currency. That I'm in the US, so on a day-to-day basis in my bank account, the US dollar comes in. What you can earn on this US dollar is not even 1%. And wherever you are in the world that you're listening to, and whichever the currency that you might be earning and having your bank account, please raise your hands if you are earning more than 1%. Probably not too many people are doing that nowadays. Now, Celsius, on your Bitcoins and Ether and everything else that you might be having in your wallet, are earning anything between 5 to 14%, give or take, today, depending on what coins you provide. And then the returns that you get on each different coin is determined based on what kind of usage we have for those coins, what kind of things we can do with these coins, and then also general sort of market return on these coins, of course. But the common theme, regardless of which coin we're talking about, is that it's far, far higher return that you're getting than how much you can get in the traditional banking. So that's the kind of power that people can get by going into this distributed ledger technology of the world, where we are trying to put the power back into the people.
Okay, let me stop you there. So is there services available only in the US, or do you have also these services elsewhere in the world?
It's actually a great question, Stefania. Thank you for bringing that up, because I happen to be in the US, but we are operating globally, and the amount of coins, the number of users that we have in the US is only somewhere between 30 to 40% of the entire customer base that we have. So the rest of the world, the rest of the population who are our customers, actually relatively evenly distributed, just like distributed technology. Our customer base is also equally distributed. So between Asia and Europe, sort of in that big sort of segment picture, probably another 30% or so is from the EMEA, and then the rest, so like another 30% over Asia Pacific. So our demographic is relatively evenly distributed, and that makes us a truly exciting place to do these operations, to be cryptocurrency is 24/7 in nature, and then having the customers all around the world allows us to have total 24/7 sort of like a distributed business, so to speak, that we operate every day, and then it's a really exciting place to be.
So if, let's say I want to become a customer, so I go on your website, I download the app, and then if I choose to be with you instead of being with a bank, can you explain to me what kind of services I can get from your app, what I'm going to be able to do, being with you, and also what kind of returns I can expect, obviously based on, my situation?
Absolutely. So I'm glad you talked about web and then you talked about apps. So today, the individuals who reach out to us through the phone app. But we are actually very close. So depending on when you're watching this recording, we already might have it out there, but we are really close to be releasing the web app as well. So that's going to be available in just a matter of just a little bit over time. But today, right at this moment, when Stefania and I are talking, it's a phone app. And basically you download the app, which is available from the App Store or Google Play, or whichever the phone that you have. And you download that. What you do is after you go through the know your customer, the KYC process and get onboarded, basically you transfer the coins, whichever the coins that you might have to us. Then, as I was saying earlier, first relationship or first service that you can get from us is to, if you just let the coins sit in your wallet after you transfer them into our wallet, is you start earning the rewards on a weekly basis. And while the rates do not change that dramatically from a week to week, we are reviewing what is happening in the market on a weekly basis. And we technically are resetting the rates on a weekly basis. So we actually do pay out the rates on a weekly basis instead of waiting until the month end or something to see it on your bank statement, right? You do see whatever the reward amount coming into your wallet on a weekly basis. That's the first service that you can get. Another service that you can get as an individual like yourself and me is that you can actually use the coins that you have in your app as a collateral to borrow money at as low as 1% annualized, up to whatever the coins, the collateral amount that you can use. So that's another service. That's another big service that you can get through the phone app.
Okay, so basically I can lend or I can borrow basically crypto.
Exactly.
And you support quite a few coins on your app as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the kind of coins that you can have an access to, it depends on where you are in the world. It's a little bit different, but all of the coins that we support today put together, that's about 45 or so. So if you are in the place, because it's all about regulations. It's not something that we're choosing to make it available, but we are fully compliant with FinCEN, and we already have a temporary license from the FCA at the UK, and we are trying to acquire additional licenses in some other part of the world as we speak. So in order to be fully compliant in every jurisdiction that we operate in every part of the world, you see the available coins a little bit differently.
I'm glad that you mentioned about, about the fully compliance regulation, because I think one of the things that is obviously very important in this decentralized space is transparency and trust. The question that I wanted to ask you is, what are the values and how important, for example, is transparency, the values of Celsius Network and the team that is working on it?
Yeah, so I think that the value of us, aside from the fact that we did introduce this non-bank bank. We are not a bank because we are not like a regulated bank or anything like that, but we are the crypto bank, for lack of better words, right? So we introduced this concept, and the customers are able to earn much higher returns on their coins. These are the things that we are trying to do to change the world, right? And part of it is that although blockchain itself is a very, very visible technology, right? I mean, you can track, if you happen to know somebody's wallet, you can kind of almost track everything that this individual does, if you like to track it through the technology, right? So the visibility is actually is available far more than if you are if you're dealing with the traditional financial services. But because it's so new and it's still not very well understood by majority of the people, transparency obviously becomes the key in order to be trusted, as opposed to like the kind of trust that people have with the traditional financial services that have existed for decades and decades and decades. So, one of the things that we were very conscious from the beginning is that we will be compliant in every jurisdiction that we will be operating, and we will communicate anything and everything that we are able to communicate. And even our own token is registered with the right regulators, so that we are, if and when the regulations come in place, we are already compliant. We want to be ahead of the curve, and that's what we are trying to do. So I think, technically speaking, the blockchain-based companies, and again, some countries are more advanced with the regulations than some other countries, but we wanted to be ahead of the game in every single jurisdiction. So regardless of the regulated status, if fully developed regulations exist or not, we are operating ourselves as if we are the fiduciary company that is fully compliant. And we will be ahead of any kind of regulations that will come into place.
Okay, so there are a few, let's say, company or application out there. They are basically allowing people to make money from money. So you're not the only one. But what is special about Celsius, and what makes you different from the other competitor out there, for example, Blockify or other companies?
Yes, I mean, first of all, yeah, I mean, so what we do is not a rocket science, right? So it's not that difficult to do the business that is similar to Celsius. Technically speaking, if somebody has enough staff and enough motivation to launch a company like this, or you already have something crypto based and you want to get into this kind of retail business, the crypto lending business, it's not absolute rocket science to get into this business. However, I think what makes difference is that the people that we have that operate the company, we are very, we come from various different backgrounds, looking after the various different areas, and to make sure that we can provide the right kind of service. On the flip side of that, what really happens is our community. We have a really, really devoted community that really is very openly communicating their thoughts with us all the time. It's almost like, sort of a fan club, for lack of better words. And I think it all starts with the top. So our CEO, Alex Mashinsky, he speaks minimum on a weekly basis on Friday at Ask Mashinsky Anything session around noon US Eastern Standard Time, to provide all the information from all around the company that we have, that has happened this week, or any other new news that are happening in the crypto world in generally speaking, to make it as transparent as possible and to engage with the community and to address any kind of other things that maybe a crypto novice might want to learn from. That's why, Stefania, you were saying earlier that we don't necessarily get into the technical side of it, but we talk about high-level crypto things so that people can actually understand what we do. And that's what we do.
Like my grandmother can actually say, what are you talking about? How I can, I can get into these, and why I should as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think all these things make us very different. So, and also I personally, in my position of CFO, I do think that the financial literacy is very, very important. So we do have, in addition to a lot of different media, I also contribute the blogs to Medium and all the different places to talk about different aspects of cryptocurrency and blockchain, and we all do that. So I think it's that's I think what really makes us different, to be with the community and to provide as much information and education as possible.
I mean, this is a great point, and actually, from your latest release, we see the number of users worldwide is actually really rocketing. Maybe it's because the crypto just took up with the with all the general situation, but your user base really increased a lot. So, do you maybe want to give a little bit on insight on this growth of the company? Maybe since you joined, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because I look after the money, I will cover a couple aspects about the kind of like assets that we are managing. So I think one of the obvious benchmark or the indicator that I can look at is the total asset size that we have in our wallet. And when I joined in the middle of February last year. So I haven't been quite with the company for quite a
Almost
few
a
years.
year, let's say.
I'm very
The
close,
craziest,
to
the
have this. Yeah.
craziest year with the pandemic.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, I joined like just as the breakout happened in the US and the lockdown happened, basically like only a month after I joined the company. So it was a really interesting time to, join. And then also like immediately after I joined, the basically market meltdown, not just the crypto, but the whole market meltdown happened at the beginning of March. So I really joined at the interesting time. But anyway, when I joined, the assets, as the total asset size that we had was basically 500 million, give or take. And today, our total asset size is getting very, very close to 6 billion. Not quite there yet, but very close to 6 billion. Especially in the last few months, going from 4 to 5 and the 3 to 4 to 5 happened really fast. So first of all, and I really love to thank our community using this opportunity for allowing us to have this kind of amazing growth. But here we are talking about the what kind of indicator that I might be able to talk about. So I mean, going from 500 million to close to 6 billion in less than a year. So you talk about something X growth. We're talking about more than 10X growth that we are having here, and it's just an amazing achievement. I think all credit to the whole team at Celsius that we have. Also, when I just joined, the staff count total was give or take maybe 30 people. Now we are just about to hit 100 people, and again, and that's in less than 1 year, more than 3 times growth of the staff count. Right. So I think those will give you some idea, and also our very own token. In about a year, we had 3,000% growth or so. I mean, because it's changing every day very fast. It depends on like which day you take as the starting point and which day you take as the end point. Obviously, that number changes. But yeah, I mean, it's we're talking about the 4-digit percentage wise, I mean, the growth of the price of our token. So again, I think we really can't do this without the community. And what makes us different, it's really our community, our customers, and who believe in us and put your time and money into us. So that allows us have that kind of growth. And in the position I'm in the position where I have to make sure that we can continue paying this kind of reward to all our customers. Yeah, there are some sleepless nights, but it's an exciting sleepless nights thinking about what more and how much more coins am I going to see tomorrow to make sure that I can deploy it and return. That's something that I don't think not every financial professionals can say, and I'm very fortunate.
Exactly. I think also you brought up something that we haven't discussed yet, and but we should, which is the cell token and what does it do. So maybe give a little bit of background on what the utility of the token and how people can actually earn more cell token.
Okay. All right. So yeah, no, it's a great question again, Stefania. And cell right now, the utility side of it is that you can obviously take them out to the market and you can buy, sell. So basically, it's an asset class. It's a very rapidly developing alternative asset class. And, Cell has become one of the biggest, like top 20 sort of like, asset, currency within the sort of crypto universe. So that's one aspect. Another aspect is that when you do provide coins into a wallet, and then you do get the rewards paid, if you choose to hold some Cell tokens, and you choose to get paid with cells, all of your, for all of the coins that you have, regardless of what you might have with us, or you choose to pay using the cells, you do get premium or discount depending on which side. So obviously, like, you get the premium if you choose to get paid, and you get a discount if you choose to pay. So those are the utilities that you have right now. But we are looking around other platforms to see if, and then also obviously you can use the cells as a collateral to borrow money. What we are trying to do right now is to try to increase the number of platforms, so not just through us, but other platforms, service providers who can also take cells as a collateral and things like that. So we are looking for other additional utilities, but there are already 2-3 different utilities that this token has today.
Okay, so there is much more things happening, basically.
Exactly. And, it's a still growing company that is growing at accelerated level. So I think every day we are developing something new. So this is a very exciting place to be.
Exactly. So the last question I want to ask you, in a year time, what would you like to see as Celsius? What would you like to have achieved? Or, some kind of, it's kind of like a roadmap, but based on what you are working towards, let's say.
Yeah, absolutely. So after all said and done, the people who are involved in the crypto it's still very, very small compared with the 7+ billion people that we have on this planet. It's a very small portion of people who are involved in crypto, who understand crypto, and who do something with crypto today, right? So, and one of the things, my ultimate goal is that more people understand this, just like they understand the equities and bonds and everything else that people invest and deal with and have in their bank account or trading account. That's ultimately where I would like to take this to. In addition to, so like one of the things that things like blockchain-based technology can do very well is to reach out to the places in the world where traditional financial services is not able to reach today for one reason or another, because it's too infrastructure heavy, it's too expensive to operate. And Celsius or otherwise, blockchain-based fintech company, that's something that we can do very different.
Countries like Africa, for example, or many parts of Asia where
Exactly.
there are so many unbanked people.
Exactly.
But they do have a mobile, though.
Yeah, that's right. So first, I think first comes the education. And, both in terms of financial education, which I call financial literacy, which, in my capacity is something very important to me. And then also making sure that people understand the technology, so technical understanding of it. Where I would like to get this technology, though, is, we go beyond where people feel like they have to understand everything before they can start using it. For example, like, we are both talking on a personal computer, right? We don't know how to build our PC. We don't know what parts are like making up the laptop, but we know how to open up the laptop in the morning. We know how to turn on the switch, and we know how to use the computer. I think a blockchain-based solution should become just like that. People don't even have to think about blockchain, but look at your app and look at your computer and see the bank account right there on your screen. Double click on that, or touch it, and then you can bank. That's where eventually, that's my eventual goal. Blockchain becomes just another the background thing that people don't even think about, but can use the application out of it.
I think that's a great point. Able to use it naturally without even understanding all the technicalities.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that is a fantastic point. Harumi, thank you so much. I think it was an amazing interview, and so many, so many great insight that our audience can, listen, and they can try out your app, find out what kind of opportunity they have in their own geography. I think it was great to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stefania. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to have an interview with you. I enjoyed talking to you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon.
Okay, this is everything from the Financial Fox. I hope you enjoy our episode today, and please do subscribe to our channels to make sure that you are fully updated with our interviews, news, update, and stay tuned. I will see you next time.